Thanks a lot for coming back. This is Dave Jewell from Free Run Speed. And today we're going to talk about the Reebok Floatride Run Fast. Alright, let's talk some detail on the shoe. First off, it's 24 millimeters in the heel, 14 millimeters in the forefoot, making it a 10 millimeter offset. Pretty moderate stack height in a lightweight shoe. A racing flat would be much lower than that. So there's quite a bit of midsole underneath your foot. On the men's side, it's 6.6 ounces or 187 grams. On the women's side, it's 5.9 ounces or 167 grams. That's in a women's size 8, and on the men's side, that's a men's size 9. So it's incredibly light. The reason why this shoe is so light is the midsole. It's Pebax. Pebax is a polymer used in a lot of different plastics, but never until now molded into a running shoe. The brands have been working really hard to figure out how to do it. Reebok was the first company to be able to mold Pebax into a midsole. Nike quickly followed with the Vaporfly 4%. I would expect we'll see more companies trying to use Pebax. It's not a very easy material to use. Very difficult to mold, very difficult to work with. That's part of why the shoes are on allocation or limitation. It's very difficult to work with. So the properties of Pebax, there are 3 main properties that make it unique. First and foremost, there's cushion. So every time you take a step, it's protecting you. And it's doing the same as all the other foams on the market. It's doing the same as Boost, as compression molded EVA, but it's doing it in a much lighter weight package. The second is resiliency. Measured in energy return, this shoe's off the charts. It is much more resilient than any foam out there. You can read up on, Runner's World did a review and talked about how resilient this foam is. It's off the charts. The third thing about Pebax is it's very temperature resistant, specifically extreme temperature resistant. So if you're in January running in Germany in the frigid cold, this foam is going to be the same as it is at 70 degrees. It's not going to harden up like EVA does. On the flip side, I talked about racing in extreme temperatures in the Ironman World Championships in Kona, where the ground temperature, the street level temperature is 130 degrees. This Pebax, this foam, again, is going to act like it does at 70 degrees. All your other foams, specifically the molded EVA foams, are going to soften up. So whatever you run in on a regular basis is going to get much softer in Kona. Running this on a regular basis, you're going to get this in Kona. That's a huge benefit. That's kind of a first in running shoes. The green you see here is an EVA based foam. It is a frame that wraps around the shoe. It does not go through does not come across. So you are not sitting on top of that frame. And essentially it's there to frame your foot, keep it on the platform. You'll notice that the sidewalls come up onto the side of your foot. That keeps your foot in the platform, centered in the platform That's all. Those are all good things. It also helps glue the upper to the midsole. Pebax, for some reason, has a difficult time adhering to the upper alone, so they use the EVA to attach it. The last thing, in the midsole, there is a TPU bridge. It's embedded into the midsole, keeps the shoe rigid so that it doesn't bend in places that it's not supposed to, so that you get that really good toe off. So there is a TPU bridge inside. The upper is pretty simple, engineered mesh, highly breathable. It's got a sleeve built into it. So you're not going to, it doesn't have a regular tongue. So you're going to slide your foot into that sleeve. And there is some welding on the outside to give you some support specifically through the midfoot. It's got a very strong heel counter. Hold your foot in place. Key to being able to run fast. You've got to have your heel locked in. Overall, I think the fit is close. It's not a narrow fit per se, but it's definitely not a roomy wide fit. You're not going to be able to display your toes in this shoe. It's going to fit closer to, close to a racing flat type fit, which just means the upper is going to wrap around your foot and be very close to your foot. There are no seams or anything that are going to dig into your foot. So that's why I think it's going to fit a lot of different feet. All right, who's this for? If you simply love running for the purity that it is, you just look forward every day to put on your shoes and go out there and put some work in, you're going to enjoy this shoe. It's incredibly versatile. Some of you are going to find that it's your racing shoe, that it becomes your marathon race day shoe or Ironman or triathlon race day shoe. Some of you are going to find that you can run in it every single day. Personally, I did all different types of running. I did trail runs, I did a cross country race, I did multiple long runs on the road, I did tempo runs. It felt good in all of those situations for me. So it is possible to make this your everyday training shoe. I honestly think when you put this on, you're going to be scared. You're going to be scared for how light it is. At 187 grams in a men's size 9, that is really, really light. And it's going to scare you. You're going to think that, it's only good for running fast. It's a racing shoe. At that weight, with this much resiliency, it's going to be a really good racing shoe. It's going to be something that you want to run a marathon in, that you want to do Ironman in. But it's a really versatile shoe too. Like I said, I did every kind of run. I ran trails. And I ran trails because this outer sole is super dynamic on trails. It grips really well. In fact, before there were all these trail shoes out there, you know what ultra runners ran in? They ran in the Asics DS Trainer. This outer sole reminds me a lot of that DS Trainer. It grips just like it. It digs into the trail. I'm not comparing this to any other running shoe. I could probably give you an entire list of shoes that if you run in this shoe, then you should try the Floatride Run Fast. But I'm not doing that specifically because there's no other running shoe that feels like this. So there's a lot of shoes that function like this, that are lightweight and neutral, and that kind of fit like a glove. But that's about as far as they come from similarities. When you put this shoe on, it feels like no other shoe you've ever run in. And so it's very difficult to compare this to anything. I was joking with a friend the other day. Take this logo off, put a swoosh on there, put 3 stripes on there, and you would believe. Don't be fooled by Reebok. They are coming on, and they are coming on strong. This is a real running shoe. And it's not unheard of for Reebok to build real running shoes. In fact, they've been innovating longer than most other brands have been around. It doesn't matter if you've run in a Reebok before or not. It matters not at all. If you love running and you just love to go out there and for the purity that is running, you're going to like this shoe. It gives you back as much as you give it. That's the best way I can explain the feeling of this shoe. You'll love it. Hey, if you like these videos, please subscribe and share. If you got questions about the Reebok Floatride Run Fast or about your running shoe, anything, put comments below. I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks a lot for watching. Look forward to seeing you at an event in the near future. Have a great run. Talk to you later.